How you all doing? Ralph here, Ralph Customs. Monday morning, fresh week, fresh start, fresh, let's do it. Yeah? See what I've got in this week. Just a few bits and bobs. I've got a bit of welding, a bit of machining, a bit of this and that. Let's do it, eh? Up, we have our big RevTech 2 litre monster. Orange County Customs, as far as I recall. We're trying to make it actually work, which they're not very good at apparently. I'm not quoting or slagging off or doing anything, don't give me any shit, but TV shows don't build good bikes. Got to fit this tank. It had an alley tank, aluminium tank, and the filler was on the left hand side of the tank, so when you put it on the side stand or the kickstand, it just pissed fuel out. And he tried to get it fixed and it turned out to be a bit of a boner, so we're fitting a new tank for him. Bless him. We've got our Johnny's front end all painted and shiny. That's what I had an issue with. I had to order some new dust seals because I actually caught one as I was fitting it and ruined it. There you go, such is life, it's no big deal. And we've got our bends breakout finally on the ramp. That was going to be today's mission, but Alan's took priority because he's got more of a schedule. He needs to get it into the painters. So this week we will be doing these handlebars, that petrol tank and a few of the bits, and a little bit on Johnny's trike that's due in tomorrow. I'm going to try and check this. This is busy. I don't know if you watch this, Alan, but fuck you. No, I love him, honestly. It's great. This bracket under here, if I can try and... There, look. That's the original I've altered to suit the new tank. What a fucking game. Getting that in. Getting it all level and right. Anyway, that's done. So the front mount's done. Woohoo! And it sits about right. It's on rubbers, so it's a little bit forgiving, but don't need to be a mile off. What I'm doing now to numb the pain is I'm doing some sheet metal work. It's still a bit warm, so I don't want to touch it, but we're just blending in the existing framework. This was all built up anyway, and Alan's a painter, so he's going to blend this in. We're blending this with the tank, so we're cutting some curves and we're doing some tapping and we're doing some tacking, and we're going to fill that all out before we're done. So I need to cut some slithers out. I've traced round on the job with a scribe, and it's a bit intricate. And this is a little bit heavy gauge to just be crimping out. So what we do, we put a pair of cutters in the vise, and then we can just press down on the one handle. So we've made ourselves a little bench shear out of those, and we can cut that out. So we can, like I say, use them like a pair of bench shears. We can chop and change and twist and do, and we can put a longer handle on if needs be. We can come at it from either way, and it means, oh yeah, there you go, it slipped out now. It means that you can properly put some weight behind it. You know, you could put a bit of pipe on there and really give them some, which is a lot easier than just trimming it out by hand. If you were actually having to hold them in both hands, that would be, you know, it's quite a thick plate for that. It's 16 gauge, 1.6 mil. It might be 18, 1.2, but either way, the clamping the handle in the vise gives us an advantage. And there's one side welded in place, ready for a clean up. Just step over a bit with. So it doesn't have to be pretty. It's all going to be filled and painted and sanded down. So one side completely done, another side to go. There's that front mount I was struggling to show earlier. You can see how that would be awkward to get into place while the petrol tank's on. Really the engine wanted coming out, but we're on a bit of a time schedule, so a bit of a rush job. We'll get this roughed out for him and a few other bits to do on it before he takes it at the weekend. Right, I've got to make at least one of these. These are for his rubber mounts on his petrol tank, and he's missing one. And he's also missing a rubber, so I've got 3 rubbers and 2 inserts, and I should have 4 of each. I'm not sure what to do about the rubber yet, but I'm definitely going to make one of these, so he's got an insert for every rubber. Stainless steel, the only thing I've got is not quite this diameter. It's a little bit smaller, but I think that we can drill it out to the clearance size and we'll be alright, I reckon. So I'm just going to pull it out of the vise a little bit. It's quite tough, as I remember. I'm hoping that the machine's alright. So cross your fingers for me. The tester will be running this 8mm clearance drill through it, so we'll see what happens with that. And then hopefully we can crack on and machine it down. See, I've still got my gauntlets on. I'm in between welding jobs on this bike, so really should take them off really. So see what happens. A bit of oil. Just run that through. There we go. That's fine. So I'll take a facing cut off. And we'll touch off on the side. And have a look. A couple of rough cuts just to establish that mark. Yeah, one there. These chips are absolutely red hot. One there. And you can rejoin me when I've got some more meat off it. So there's a few cuts and a few more burnt. Look, that one stuck it, you won't see that. It's stuck in my tattoo, that's fucking tough. So, take your third. We'll give that a measure. We know we wanted it to be 12.5, half an inch. And it is 30, it's 14 mil. So a mil and a half, 0.75 of a cut. That works out at. That's taking off just over half a mil. Up to the shoulder, back out. Give another measure. I think that this will be 13 mil, just under 13 mil. So a little light pass for a finish, and we're there with the size there. So there you go. Right up to that shoulder, like that, and then we'll back it out, and that'll give us a nice finished edge. I'm just going to touch on with a chamfer tool, just to finish that off nice, and then we'll look at machining the top of it. Sorted. Right, I've spun it around in the vise and I'm going to part it off. I figured that's my best bet. Rather than have a lot hanging out and trying to machine it down and all the rest of it, I've spun it round and we will part it off somewhere about where this is really thin, this section of it. It turns light off. this part of it is less than 3mm at its thickest. So it's just reading just over there with a squeeze. I'm giving it Johnny Big Bollocks. See what happens. Plenty of oil. Oh, that's not the smoothest, but it's doing it. No shavings coming off, isn't there? But just take your time, nice and steady. It's not a race. Plenty of oil. I think we're getting down to it now. So, one last lube job. Turn this round to hold it. Don't get burned. And hopefully, this will come off nice and clean. There you go, look at that, sorted. I think all that's left is to put a chamfer on it. I'm not going to try and match the profile because it's too much of a long taper on it, really. I'm going to put the suitable tool, in my opinion, in there. I don't know if that's better for you or not. And give it a chamfer off. It's really close to the chuck, so I'm not going to be beautiful. Yeah. A bit of a cut. A little bit more. One last one. That'll do. You'll do for me. But it's red hot. Just take this out of gear and break the burr, which is really hard to show you. But like that. And not too bad. Here we go. One space to do the job of this one. We'll see what happens next on the agenda. What I've decided to do is, look, this is the standard arrangement. Is one of these in the bracket. A rubber in the bracket goes in that hole, and then for your bolt you've got an insert, and the idea is that when you fasten it down it squeezes hard against the insert, so really it's just clamping that down and the insert's free to move on the rubber. But I've only got 3 rubbers and there's 4 holes, but I've just dropped one talking to you, so the rubbers are not winning. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and produce one out of plastic. I'm going to make a plastic bush to replace all of it, in place of one of the rubbers and one of the inserts, so it will sit on that one and then it will sit on its rubbers and the. So first thing, as in most cases, is to face off and centre, but I think this will just centre without too much. It should be really soft. I'm hoping it's not too stringy. There you go, straight in with the centre drill. All the way. And we'll switch that out and take it out to 8.5mm. Here we go with the 8.5. We'll just guesstimate the depth that we want. Move the side out of the way. Cross slide. Just free that off. Get rid of those. In again. That's going to be loads and loads. Sorted. Quick face up. I'm going to mark off 16 mil. I will take that down to 19. I think we can just touch on again with our dial. Wind it in 16 and go from there. Right, it's actually 12.5. I've done a light pass just to clean the material up, and I'm going to do a few rough ones just to give me that 12.5 that I know I need there. Just to give me a mark on the job, an indicator. Now I'll measure this, and we want this to be whatever that inside bit, 23.38. Like, that's nice and convenient. Fuck that. So it's 23, and it wants to be not 20, just under 20. So we'll take a mil and a half off, which we can do it in one operation on this. 1.5, and we'll see where that gets us. Here we go. Just like that, but with a lathe, a machinist on the end. Sorted. Down to that shoulder. See where we're at. Still a bit big, 20.3. We want about a millimetre off, just under. So I'm going to take a point. Let's have a look. Let a lash out and go to there. Let's have a look. A gentle pull. And we'll check that once we get it where we want it, to see if we've got it where we want it even. I'll back that out, have that off, and I reckon we'll be not far off. 20, that's 20 mil, what, half a mil. So 0.25, which is 0.25 on the dial. Off we go again. Last cut. Sorted. Quick chamfer. And now we'll pile that off. There's no critical measurement for the length of this, so we could literally eyeball it if we take the rubber and the outer sleeve, the insert bit. We could just press that on and have a look, which I think I'll do. So it's going to look about there. Should be somewhere near. I'll lock off the cross slide. Sorry, the carriage. Yeah. And here we go, nice and fast. No need for lube. We'll get that started. We'll just break the edge a little. There. There. And away we go. Nice stringy chips coming up. Sorted. So, just run me deburr around that end a couple of times. Break the rag out, and we've made a nylon one of those to replace that. Sorted.